What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to this quick, and I do mean quick, pregame video before the Habs host the Pittsburgh Penguins because it's not long till game time, and I wanted to sneak out this video just because I can, because I love and appreciate y'all. That's honestly one of the reasons. Seriously, I tell you guys all the time, and I try to continue to do it because it keeps me in this mind frame of just positive gratitude and thankfulness to be able to do this with you guys. All right, so I just want to throw that out there real quick. Appreciate you. So the Habs are hosting the Penguins, and it's a matchup of two teams that are literally neck and neck in the Eastern Conference in terms of the standings. They're both sitting at 27 points apiece. Montreal has Pittsburgh has a game in hand right now on the Canadiens. Yes, they do. So it's interesting because, thinking about the Pittsburgh Penguins specifically, there's not a whole lot of years left in Sidney Crosby's career, right? So I feel like it's times like these where Sid and the Penguins are playing at the Bell Center, and you got to embrace it. You got to enjoy it because there's only so many of these, at least for me. I am a Crosby fan. I am a fan of Sid the Kid. Still calling him a kid at age 36, right? Anyways, so let's get right to the lineups. Let's get right to the lineups for the Canadiens and the Penguins tonight. And I don't believe there's much of any changes necessarily, but you see on the top line, Uri Slavkovsky with Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield. Jake Evans actually listed technically, and thank you to Daily Faceoff. Can I give them a shout out also for these beautiful lineups and jerseys that they give us? Jake Evans appearing like he's on the second line center between Josh Anderson on the right and Sean Monahan on the left. And on the third line, Christian Dvorak with Jesse Ullinen, who has moved up from the fourth line, which some fans are really, really wanting to see. And Brendan Gallagher on the left of Dvorak with Ullinen on the right. Mitchell Stevens still called up from the Laval Rocket, as we know, centering the fourth line with Yoel Armia on the right and Michael Pezzetta on the left. So we've still got, amazingly, the Canadiens only 4 points out of a wild card spot, by the way. And so are the Penguins because they both are even in points with 27 at this stage. And that's with Tanner Pearson, Kirby Dach, Alex Newhook, Raphael Harvey-Pinard out of the lineup. Some of them really long term, as we know. It's amazing that without these four, key forwards, if you will, especially Kirby and Alex, the Canadiens are still not way out of the playoff picture. Not that that's the goal of the season. I know it's still technically maybe a development season, right, based on what we're seeing. But Jordan Harris also on the IR still as well. So that being said, Sam Montembeault will get the start for the Canadiens. He's going to get maybe more starts going forward here. He's the number one guy, right, after that extension, and still has been consistent so far. So all the power to him. Let's talk about the Penguins lineup, right? I mean, no surprise on the top line. Sid, the Kid Crosby on the center, or centering the first line with Jake Gensel and Drew O'Connor on the first line of Genny Malkin, centering the second line with Riley Smith, acquired of the Vegas Golden Knights in the offseason. Valtteri Puustinen, which I may be pronouncing that wrong. It's still the first time I'm doing this for pronouncing some of these guys' names, but former Montreal Canadian Lars Eller on the third line at center. That's pretty fun to see Lars there, still sporting number 20. And Radim Zohorna and Vinny. I am going to struggle with this one. With Vinny Hinostroza on the third line, and then centering the fourth line for the Pens, Jonathan Grudin. I'm not sure if he's French. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Jansen Harkins and Jeff Carter on the fourth line. A long-term player for a long career for Jeff Carter, still going at it. But the defense pairs is where it gets interesting for me because, of course, we know Erik Karlsson's on there. Norris Trophy winning Erik Karlsson. And Ryan Graves, who came over from New Jersey, on the top pair, actually with Chris Letang. So Graves and Letang on the top pair, and then Marcus Pettersson and Erik Karlsson on the second defense pair for Pittsburgh. And then you've got Pierre Oliver Joseph and John Ludwig on the third pair of defense for the Pittsburgh Penguins. They've got a number of injuries also. Let's just mention them. Ricard, Raquel, Chad Rudwell, Noah Chari, Matthew Nieto, and Brian Rust still out, who's been a significant contributor in a lot of ways for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Goaltenders, Alex Nedeljkovic. I believe he's a former Niagara Ice Dog, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he is. And then Tristan Jarry. So this game, interesting because, I mean, we got a Wednesday night game on Sportsnet, so we got the game broadcasted nationally, which is always great in English. I'm used to RDS, as you guys know, but we get to watch this game in English. I'm not sure if my buddy Kyle will be calling the game tonight, Kyle Bukauskas, and he's becoming a good friend, honestly. I got to say, I love that guy, and I just appreciate him for everything he does. But in terms of the game tonight, What are we going to expect from the Montreal Canadiens or the Pittsburgh Penguins for that matter? I mean, if you look on paper to me, Pittsburgh seems like they could be the stronger team still, but it depends on which version of the Canadiens you're going to get. When you're coming out of a back-to-back against the Sabres and Nashville over the weekend, I mean, what did we really expect against Nashville on Sunday, right? I mean, I didn't expect a lot and we didn't get a lot, right? So the Canadiens lose 2-1 in that game, but we still got Slavkovsky, Caulfield, and Suzuki together, right, on that top line. So we're going to get maybe a fuller length of games to see them together, right? But let's see what happens in this game. Let's see, with having a couple more days off in between, which is nice, only practices in between. I expect energy. You expect guys to have more energy tonight. The Penguins are in the building. It's always fun when Crosby and company come to town for me. So I'm expecting a competitive game, a more energetic game, hopefully a safe game. We've seen a lot of dirty hits in the NHL lately and just a lot of questions about safety, player safety, right? Naturally speaking. So that's what we're seeing. So I hope everyone stays safe out there. Of course, I always want to put positive energy out there in general, but I will see you guys post game at some point, whether it's tonight or first thing in the morning tomorrow. And we'll talk about this one in more greater detail. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in for this quick little hit here, really quick, short and sweet. And we'll see you guys post game. Thank you for the support. I always am thankful for it. I always will be. And I'll see you guys real soon. All my best. Deeksy out for now. See you guys soon.